you. I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Are you talking to you? Are you talking to you? You ready? I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. I'm talking to you. Talking to you.
What's up, man? Shout out to the whole fucking AF family, the building. Fuck with us tonight, man. We locked in.
Yo, man, what's good out there? Tony, bro. Him the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn, r.i.p. Prodigy, man. Wow. What's good, Cap?
Facts. Chilling, man. I was actually just watching Havoc, and his, I guess it was his IG when he was talking about it, when he got the phone call, he was tearing up and shit. All right, man, I'm still trying to get over that, and then all this shit happened today. I'm like, what in the fuck? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
crazy,
niggas don't get it, man. Nigga talk Biggie and Pac and Pun and Big L, but Prodigy there. In my opinion, he there. Yeah, you had to be around when he was dropping this shit, not going back and listening to it now. You had to be around for the era to really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? What Prodigy had shit on Smash at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, I think before the whole shit, he was turning up, man. Shit was turning up crazy. It's like, but even still, I thought the shit he was putting together, man. I think one of my favorites is Keep It Thorough by him. It's like the type of shit that he's saying on these tracks, man. It's not just regular, you know what I'm saying, like glorifying all the street violence and all that. It actually doesn't make it sound like it's cool to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he talks about that. Like, he talks about the shit he actually went through and changing and shit. The part, like, one of the dopest parts on, like, Quiet Storm, for instance, is when he goes through at the end of the song where he's talking about all the shit that he had to do to get to this point and everything he's trying to do for the future, for his kids and all that shit, and trying to really clean it up after painting this picture of just straight up street imagery and, like, you know what I mean, everything that was going on at the time, and really putting his finger on the pulse of the hood. He comes back later in the song and he's like, yo, I spent my, like, civic code getting right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to make things right. Like, that shit is crazy, man. Like, I think when you go back and you listen, you can really appreciate what he was bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? I didn't always agree with a lot of his views on shit sometimes, but that's okay. Like, he was genuine.
When he started,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he was himself.
Talking about?
Well, when he had little feuds here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the feuds is documented. The Def Squad shit, the Max B shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like later on, his legacy sort of got a little crazy. But at the same time, though, it was still pedo, man. Like, when you throw on them tapes and you put on Murder Music and you just zone out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you put on their music, you actually can connect. And it's so street, and you don't actually hear that type of music, especially East Coast. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing that I think that people aren't really bringing up, is that if you was around for the 90s, or, you know what I mean, for me, it was like the tail end of it, where I really started getting everything, early 2000s, where you could really go back and kind of hear that shit, man. The way they was talking about the East, it was like, people were not really doing that right now. You know what I mean? And had their own sound to it. And Havoc does deserve a lot of credit, because I think behind those beats, that production right there, Prodigy really shined, bro. And it fit. You know what I mean? Like, when I was playing, I played Spread Love just now. Like, a lot of people probably don't know that song, and that song is hard, but it's like, it's crazy because the production fits what they talking about. You know what I mean? It was more that went into it than just a song. So, I mean, I think for me, hearing that shit at, like, just young, just hearing what they was already solidified for doing, you know what I mean? Like, when I came of age, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this ain't just regular, you know what I mean? Like, rap, like, let's just go out and you know what I mean? The party shit, they actually got something to say, and it's really where I lived. Like, you know what I mean? They talking about where we all grew up and the shit that we grow up with. It's not always pretty, but that's the mentality you gotta have. And it was, I don't know, if you can't hear the themes of the entrepreneurship, the ability to talk about, like, his shortcomings in a way that's like he's still being a man about it. He's not crying about the shit that he got into. You know what I mean? And having to come of age soon. Like, these were kids. Him and Hav was kids when they was doing these songs.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but the streets had already taken a lot of the innocence away from him, forced him to grow up early. And when you have to do that, when you have to adapt and to throw that into music in a way that connected with people on this, like, in this visceral level, like, that shit really connects with you. I think that's just pure talent, man. So, you know, I think Prodigy's gonna be missed. A lot of people, I already seen like a lot of people like, you know, doing the rankings and shit like that. That shit is dope. I think if anything, this forces people to go back and just listen to h.n.i.c. You know what I'm saying? Like just listen to what he's doing. All the classic Mobb Deep shit. If this forces people to go back and listen to that, especially like these young cats and shit, I think that's a good thing, you know? So just listen to it, you know, because I don't think people really talking like that right now. Like, they not, and putting their shit together like that, that's a New York sound, man. Like, that's, it's a lot going on with that, man. And so, r.i.p. to Prodigy, definitely one of my favorites, man. You know what I mean? Out of the, like, because when I started listening to shit, like I said, he was already stamped, so I had to go back and really catch all that. You know, but I think when Murder Music came out, it was like, whoa, like, yeah, well, we good with this right now. So,
yeah, he was P was good money really up until the beef started. You was right, like, all right, like no one really like the Littles beef and the Lakey the Kid beef where he got his chain took and shit. Like you heard niggas say he got robbed and shit, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I really think it was that True Life and if I'm saying True Life and Jay-Z, it was really the True Life shit that made niggas go, oh, what the fuck? But they still bypassed out, so they put out fire music. You know what I'm saying? But then when Jay-Z pulled that Summer Jam shit, anybody else would have been dead, I would have think. He still, I'm saying, was doing Burn and all that shit. Like, he was still, Mobb Deep always had certain singles out and shit. So the beef is wild, man. It kind of went with their image at the same time, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what reminded me of the Saigon shit, where they caught him on stage and shit. Like, Mobb Deep always been in some shit. And niggas always said that infamous with some thorough-ass niggas and shit, who they hung with on top of that. So it's just like, this is a nigga whose entire life has been played up before. It's not just, okay, he got the album, but like, nigga, he over here getting on with these niggas and chains getting taken and yada, 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 you know what I'm saying? He's beef with bars and hooks. It's like, you really seen the whole Prodigy. And the whole time, he's letting you know he has sickle cell. That's what's fucking the most. Like, the whole time listening to this nigga, he's saying he got sickle cell anemia. It don't hit you till he's dead and died from it. Like, damn, this nigga had, like, you know what I'm saying? He had sickle cell anemia. Like, damn, did the whole coming up in the, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s, 95, 97, this is like he's been rapping about it since then, but still didn't hit home until he passed away. For me, I still can't remember this shit. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, not P. Like, I know a lot of niggas talk about Big and Pac and Pun and Big L. Like, he up there for me. He up there for me. That's all I can really say, man.
Yeah. I know niggas, you know what, the thing about it, though, that really is fucked up, because I think, like, as we see a lot of these guys that stamp age, you know what I mean, and they still out here, they still, you know, performing here and there, they, you know what I mean, they still come out. I think, like, the way hip-hop is headed, we're going to be able to see these guys when they older and shit. Like, when we get older, like, all right, cool. And I think he was going to, Mobb Deep would have enjoyed that type of wave. Like, people still going to listen to that music. You know what I'm saying? So he's still going to be able to go out and perform it. People will fuck with it. Like, why not, right? Like, you get to see, nigga, the Rolling Stones is still out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got people that's still out here, and I think P would have been one of those guys that would have enjoyed that. You know what I mean? Like, that type of run. So, and that was always smart, always on his shit, man. And you know, agree with him or not, man, he was always outspoken. So I appreciated that. And then the other part about the music, just so if I can get back to that, bro. The thing about the music that's so crazy is that you can't sit there and listen to Mobb Deep, even though they might be saying some reckless shit. You can't sit there and be like, oh, these are some dumbass niggas. Like, you can't say that. You can't. It was thorough, but it was still from people that you know have some sense. You know what I mean? Like, this is, you know what I mean? If they rapping about a setup, or they rapping about like how, you know, like loyalty, you know what I mean? That was a big thing for them. Like, when they rapping about it, even though it's crazy imagery in the street, you can't sit there and say P wasn't giving you a solid message, and it wasn't resonating, and it wasn't articulate in a way that he knew how to say that, you know? So I appreciate them for that, because everybody can't do that, you know what I mean? So
that's a fact.
I'm talking to you. You ready? I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Talking to you. talking to you? Talking to you? Are you talking to you?